The average household is probably going to be faced with more than €1,000 extra a year. Loads of households will be faced with 2,000 or even more. This is actually about the housing crisis itself. You're not just standing up for yourselves in opposing this coming in. It's about actually where we're going in this country about housing. Because part of the reason that we have the housing crisis to the extent that we have is because the government stopped building social housing. They've moved away entirely from the idea of social housing, and instead of housing being something that's provided for people because they need it and they pay for it on the basis of a percentage of their income, so what they can afford, instead it's something for their friends, their developers, the big landlords to make money from. Like, that's the root of the housing crisis.
It's also going to affect people on HAP, people on RAS. Their rents are going to increase. If you have adult children that are working and living in your property and they're on the rent, your rent will increase based on their income. They're trying to sell it as they're going to use this money for maintenance. Heard it before, they have a huge budget.
The government wants to entirely break the link of council rents from being linked to people's income, which is actually, it should be the opposite direction we're going in. We should have universal access to public housing, where anyone's able to access public housing, where we have a state construction company, we're building public housing, and people can access that and pay a percentage of their income. It's actually the fairest way to do it, and yet they're trying to move in the opposite direction.
I mean, we can really build. Water charges are a pointer to that. I went to street meetings where there was 2 people, and then look at what went down on the streets and opposed the water charges. And that was people power pushed back against a system that targeted the most vulnerable. We
can win this. In Dublin City Council, they got it through by 1 vote. By the time the vote was coming up, people didn't know about it. Whereas here, this final decision would be made towards the end of this year, so we have guts of a year to build a significant campaign to stop them. So if they won just by 1 vote in Dublin City Council with no real campaign in advance to stop them, because there couldn't have been, then if we can build a significant campaign, put pressure on the councillors, we can win that vote and we can stop them getting it through.